Good morning everyone. So today we're going to be doing a budget vegan shop for under £15. We're going to be going to Tesco and getting all that we can get for £15. I used to spend about this much money when I was at university. I went vegan in my last year at uni and yeah, I had to think about how to afford it. I found personally that it actually did make my shopping cheaper, but that was just my experience. I know that there's a real kind of hot topic around veganism and it being expensive or not expensive, and I know that for some people it's economically just not viable. So don't get me wrong with this video, it's just for those of you who are trying to go vegan and you are on a budget. So hopefully some of the tips and tricks and some of the things that I buy will show you how to do the same. So the first thing I'm going to do though before I go is get a bit organised and write a bit of a list and a bit of a meal plan, because I find that when I go shopping and I just kind of go around the shops mindlessly, I end up picking up stuff I don't need and it's really difficult to shop on a budget. So I have quite a few recipes on my website that I've done in the past that are budget. So I'm going to look on there, find the budget recipes, write a bit of a meal plan and I'll share it with you, and then write a list of ingredients that I can use for multiple things. So that's what I'm going to do first, and I recommend you do the same. There's so many recipes out there that are cheap, and yeah, I've got plenty of them on my website. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've written out everything on this piece of paper. I will write up the final list in the description so you can use that. But the way I did it is I wrote kind of a meal plan of the foods, the meals that I can cook. So I've put down stir fry, chili, tomato pasta, lentil dal, burger and potatoes, leek and potato soup and hummus pasta. Those are all recipes on my website. And then I've also written a list of all the ingredients, kind of as a general guide. I don't know how much money it's going to amount to, so as we go around the shop I'm going to have to like calculate as we go. But that's how I've begun, and hopefully it should go to plan. From memory of university, this is kind of the sort of food I would buy, so we shall see. I haven't counted condiments because they're the kind of thing you don't buy weekly, you buy to top up, you know, every month or whatever. So anything for these recipes I already have in my cupboard. So yeah, but some weeks I do understand that you need to buy some more soy sauce or some more ketchup or whatever, and that maybe hopefully I'll get under 15 quid to account for that kind of thing. So what I would recommend though before you do write a list and you plan your food for the week is check your cupboards to see if you've got any food that needs eating up. So you might have some rice or some beans or some lentils or something that you can use to make a meal this week, and often that saves you a good amount of money. So I'm not going to do that for my video because I know that I've got to stick to the 15 quid and I want to show you how to do that, but let's get going. And I'm not forgetting to leave the house with my tote bags. Plant life, less is more, link below. I'm going to grab loads of these, although I'm not sure how many bags it's going to fill up, but let's grab some of these and get ready to go. And the mission begins.
Does it say do that? No. The other way around. That's it.
I'm struggling, I've never done this before. But I think this will help us with the budgeting. Scared the living daylights at me. So if we have this, we can note everything we're buying and keep track on here. So we can have a running total, I guess.
Hopefully.
Have you used one of these before?
No, but it looks like it has a total at the bottom.
Yeah, total, so we can keep track and not go over budget. Let's go. We're going to be skipping all the Valentine's stuff. It's Valentine's Day today.
Are you sure you wouldn't like one big unicorn for £15?
That could be our whole budget. I mean, it's tempting. Have you got me anything for Valentine's Day, Alex?
Of course not. Have you got me anything?
We're already deviating off the list. These aren't on the list, but
Very first thing.
It would have been something before. How do you scan these?
You might have to weigh them, but
okay.
Don't worry. That'll be the mystery, the wild card that we don't know the price of.
So this is like on my luxury list because it's
one lemon.
30p.
Yeah.
Well, because it'll be nice on top of like recipes.
Yeah.
I'd
Alternatively, you can get a bottle of lemon juice if you're on a hardcore budget. Well, it's a bit more, but you get way more So it depends.
God, that's so true. We have some of that.
Yeah.
If you're a student, get the bottles of lemon juice because then you can put it down. Some people
They're like 60, 70p.
Alex always buys it and
Yeah.
I'm like, no, fresh lemons are
Maybe
better.
it's not as fresh, but it's still good.
It still works.
Yeah. Oh, big spender. Right, then put it on the scale and we can see.
Oh.
Good stuff. Well, we can figure it out. 85% of £2.20 is. Come on.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What is it?
£1.80.
It's very close to my face. Crikey.
Right, well, they have bananas. Good stuff. Wait, how much do they weigh?
Huh?
We'll figure it out. How much do they weigh? 1.24.
Yeah.
0.76. That's how much the bananas are. And then the apples, 0.85 times 2.2. There we go.
Holy crap, that's a lot of money for apples.
Yeah. Apples are expensive, baby. Yeah.
So we're gonna have to ration our apples for the week. So this is when the whole zero waste thing becomes tricky if you're trying to save money, because the potatoes that are loose in the Tesco are twice the price of the ones that are in a plastic bag. And when I was at uni, I would get the stuff in the plastic bag over stuff without. And yeah, if you don't have access to a market or farmer's market, that type of thing, sometimes plastic is all you've got when shops like Tesco aren't doing their best. So it's not always the consumer's fault. And as long as you're doing your best, that's all that matters. But I think we're going to have to go for the bagged potatoes.
We'll finally scan our first item.
First, yeah. 125. Oh, the reducer section. Jackpot.
Even better to come later in the day if you're after proper
shop
savings.
later in the day because that's when they start to reduce things. Come to the realisation that we're not going to be able to use this because we have to print off the labels for everything to do that.
Yeah.
So we're going to use it as a calculator, and then we'll just have to go through the till as usual. Because you have to print off all the labels for all the loose fruit and veg, which is
it's fine.
Annoying. But don't get your soy milk from this section. Go to the UHT section, and they sell soy milk for way cheaper. That's where we get it from.
So look at all this good stuff you've got.
So where's the really cheap stuff?
You got to go real low.
Yeah. This one.
Yeah.
59p.
Yeah.
Will one do the week, or we need to get two?
And
Two.
knowing how much tea you have.
We need to try and find some cheap crisps, and these are going to be a luxury item if we have the space. So I'm not going to bleep it yet, because realistically...
What's your favourite then?
I eat crisps every week. These ones.
Yeah.
They're quite cheap. 85p.
Yeah. But you got to look at the price per weight as well.
Yeah. Is that the cheapest?
I think so.
These are my favourites. But
I've run the calculations over many years shopping in
go and
Tesco.
have your weekend crisps. So this is the aisle we'll probably get most of our shopping, because this is all the pastas, the rice, the tomato puree, the beans, that type of thing. So we need a big bag of pasta first of all, because pasta is one of the cheapest things.
Yes.
I used to at uni buy one of these because it's in bulk, and it's, how much is it? 93p per kilo rather than a pound, so it's just that little extra saving. But because we're on a budget today...
bear in mind that the cheapest spaghetti is 40p a kilo.
Is it?
It is. Yeah. Yeah. I thought that might be nice for the tomato one.
£1.
No, you got to find the cheaper one there.
Yeah.
Come on, Maddie.
So this is the cheapest pasta you can buy?
Yes.
Okay, so this is going to be our tomato pasta for the week.
Yeah.
Again, you can get the bulk rice here. We bought one of these the other day. But the world food aisle often will have cheaper versions of things, like if you were after cashews, I know cashews are not budget at all, but these are cheaper than when you buy them at the front with all of the nuts.
For example, down here, these are the cheapest chopped tomatoes I ever find.
So they used to be 33p though, didn't they?
But yeah, but 4 for £1.
4 for £1.
So they're 25p.
There you go, I need 4 of them. Tomato puree is a godsend.
You mean chopped tomatoes?
Tomatoes.
There we go.
So I've decided I'm going to buy one condiment for the week, because I feel like the likelihood is most shops you end up buying something that you run out of, and the stir fry I'm going to need some soy sauce for. So that'll be my one condiment. I have sriracha at home, so I'm going to guess that you have that at home, or chili or something.
Some sort. Everyone's got a chili sauce in their fridge.
Yeah.
That's
or
been there
if
for
you
years.
Like, I feel like most time you go shopping, you pick up one like condiment that you need to top up. So, what one's the cheapest? This one?
It is. Yeah, I think so.
64p reduced salt. There you go.
Yeah.
Is that the cheapest option?
This is pretty much the same price as the World Foods, unless you're buying like 2 kilos.
This is the struggle as well, is that do you buy the bigger one, which costs more money but saves you more in the long run? That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you want to bulk buy, it's all well and good, but you have to have the money up front, which some people don't, if you're like week to week, you know? I remember I didn't. When I was at uni, I had just my money for the week and that was it, and I couldn't choose. I had £15 in the bank account. So, I mean, minus 985 pounds.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In my overdraft.
You didn't have money in your account.
No.
You had minus money.
If I had £15 available,
yeah.
probably go for the cheaper one. That's probably what I would do.
I think so. Yeah.
£9. I think because we didn't scan any of the vegetables, I feel like we're at the end now.
What have we got left?
Kidney beans, chickpeas, frozen vegetables, bread, biscuits, frozen fruit. How? I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. We can't get that. No.
So chickpeas, 40p, 4 for £1, but we don't need 4. But if you want 4, that's pretty cheap.
Now we've hit double digits.
Oh dear.
And we haven't scanned half the trolley, and we've still got to get some frozen fruit and some biscuits. I mean, we have to have biscuits. They are
You just walk past the biscuit aisle.
I need to go get the biscuits. Biscuits are cheap, and how am I going to drink my tea? If I'm on a budget, I've got to have biscuits. And I feel like everyone in Britain, even if you're on a budget, you're going to be having biscuits, aren't you? These ones are vegan, and they're my favourite.
What about this one? Going for that brand again.
With a stir fry, you want
You want more peppers and stuff, don't you?
£1.40. Is that cheaper than that, or has that got more in it? £1.50 per kilogram. I could make 2 meals. So let's go for this one. So I think we've overdone the trolley. Got a bit enthusiastic. I think it's already over £15.
Yeah.
Because we haven't been able to scan some things. So I think we're going to have to say goodbye to the sweet potato. You think? It's just going to make a lovely soup.
So what have we decided?
We've had a bit of a rejig because I think we're going to be like 16 quid or something with what we've got in the trolley so far. So because I don't think realistically with all the other stuff we've got, we're going to be able to eat a whole bag of potatoes. After I said all about the plastic, we're going to go get a single potato and then some carrots and make some soup out of it, because yeah, the plan was to have some burgers and chips, but the burgers are like £1.50, so we're going to take these back and swap them. We're getting close. I think we're going to need to get rid of more. So this is our total, so we're going to have to get rid of something, and I think it's going to have to be the yogurt. So goodbye pudding and dessert for the week. It's more tricky if you're shopping for one.
Yeah, if you're shopping for 2, if we £30 for us, we could do this.
Yeah, £30 for us for a week is a pretty normal amount of money to spend.
I could have them for pudding, if I'm being honest, with tea.
This is our treat, and it's just very difficult if there's one of you. It makes it more expensive, but that is the reality of student life. If you're a student or if you're someone on a budget, often you're on your own doing it. Obviously the more people the better. What I used to do at university with my friends is we'd cook for each other. We'd take turns each night to help with the workload, and also just to save money. It meant that you didn't have to provide as much food every week. But I know this is not just for students, this is for anyone and everyone who's on a budget. It's humbling to do this type of thing because it reminds me of a time when I had to do this too, and also even then when I had to do this, there are people who have to live off far, far less than this, and that's when veganism becomes very, very difficult. So I sympathise with that, and yeah, hopefully this makes it easier for those of you who can afford even £15 a week. So let's go to the till and hope that this is the right amount. Did you see that? £14.98. Yes! Farewell, Tesco. Until next time. So we are back. This is all the stuff that we bought. I've laid it out on the table all nicely for you so you can see. It amounted to £14.98, which is pretty good, pretty on target. Yeah, I'm really impressed. We've got a lot of stuff. I reckon a lot of this stuff will last longer than a week, but then maybe some other things you might need to top up, I don't know. But I think we did really, really well for 15 quid. And I think we stuck to the list well as well. So let's just go into it and not talk too much. We've got some porridge oats. These are definitely the cheapest ones, the Growers Harvest. We've got loads of stuff from the Growers Harvest, including the rice, and also some spaghetti, which we're going to make some pasta with, obviously. And then some soy milk. This is the UHT stuff that is way more affordable than the fresh stuff, and this is the stuff we buy anyway. Every week we buy this. I like this in my tea, it's really good, and it's the cheapest one there. We've got 4 tins of chopped tomatoes because they are so versatile. You can cook so many things with these, and these were even cheaper than the ones you get the own brand Tesco stuff. These were how much?
25p.
25p each, rather than I guess like 30 or 40p for the other brand. So if you go in the World Foods aisle, you'll find some cheaper things like these chickpeas. They're not what I usually buy, because I usually get the ones that aren't in salted water, but they're really, really good if you are on a budget. And then the kidney beans, these are definitely the best ones to buy. I would buy these a lot at uni because they're the cheapest beans that you can get in the shop. I also got some soy sauce because I figured I should at least buy 1 condiment for this whole thing, because you know, most food shops you tend to top 1 condiment up if you've run out of it or something. And then we got some bananas to go with our oats in the morning, so that will sweeten those. And then we got some fruit and veg. So we went for like some really affordable ones, like some mixed vegetables with red peppers. They're frozen, and I think these will last quite a few meals because there's a really big bag of them. It's, how much is it? 1 kilogram. This lettuce was a bit of a fluke because it was reduced. It was 55p. I mean, it's only 10p off, but still. We got some apples. These were actually quite a luxury, which I was surprised by. I went to put like 5 or 6 of them in my bag, and then I realised how expensive apples are. I just assumed in the UK apples would be cheap because a lot of them are grown in the UK, right? Like Cox apples and yeah, but they were expensive.
It was cheaper if you bought more in plastic.
Yeah, that's another thing that we mentioned, that a lot of stuff in the supermarket is cheaper if it's in plastic, which is frustrating if you're someone who's trying to reduce on your plastic wastage, but then it's just the reality if you are on a budget, or if you can't afford certain things and have access to certain things, you're going to end up having to use more plastic, which is another issue altogether with like the whole zero waste thing. But yeah, it's interesting. And then we got a potato and a sweet potato, which I'm going to hopefully make some soup with, and then some carrots. Carrots are the cheapest vegetables. I always buy carrots to bulk out meals. These will go really well in a chilli. I got these instead of red pepper because red pepper is very expensive, whereas carrots will go well in a chilli. And then I got 4 onions because onions make every single meal taste a lot better, and I use them in most of my recipes. And then we also got some garlic because, of course, garlic is going to make everything taste really good. And then the final 2 things that I got was some kind of treats, because realistically, I couldn't go a week without having some crisps and some biscuits. So I can have these for my cups of tea, and then I can have these at the weekend or on a night when I want some crisps, when I'm watching a TV show or a movie or something. And yeah, these ones I actually like anyway, and I used to buy these a lot when I was younger, like all the time, didn't I?
Yeah, we still do buy them.
But not as much. I don't know. I used to have an obsession with these when I was like hungover, when I was a student. They're so good. So that's everything we got.
Sorry, did you do the lentils and the noodles?
Yeah, oh, did I forget? Lentils. Sorry, I forgot. I've been going through all these things. We also got some whole wheat noodles and some lentils to make some red lentil dal and to make the stir fry. These were the cheapest ones in Tesco, their own brand, because they had a few other ones that were way more expensive. And if you'll notice, most of the stuff, if not all the stuff, is own brand Tesco or the East End, the stuff from the, what's it called, World Food aisle. So yeah, if you're going to the supermarket, look for the own brand stuff, because it's always going to be the cheapest, even on toiletries and things like cleaning products, toilet rolls, that sort of stuff. So I'm going to use all of these ingredients over the next week to make my meals and show you in my next video. As I said, they are all recipes from my website. That's what I used as like my guide. But I'm going to show you nonetheless to put it in practical action during a week, sort of breakfast, lunch and dinner, a few little snippets here and there. So stay tuned for that. Let me know if you'll enjoy that, or if you want to see that. And if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because I will do more of them. I'll try them at Sainsbury's, at Aldi, all the other shops in the UK, and see how it goes with the budget shopping. And yeah, bye.